Welcome back, City Skylines players and fans. This is Gomer with Gomer Games. Alright, it's been a heck of a week. It's a lot of buzz out there about the latest developer diaries from City Skylines 2, or for City Skylines 2, back on Monday. And there's been a lot of videos up on YouTube, other social media, kind of trying to explain the size of the maps, square kilometers, square miles, all that type of stuff. But from all the videos that I've seen, and I've watched quite a few of them, there's only a couple that I've seen that has visual squares and everything on there, but none of them actually compare it to the original game, to City Skylines. So what I decided to do tonight, I was thinking, well, let me see if I can do the math here real fast and add all this up and see if we can come up with a way to show this in a visual manner, how the maps are going to look in City Skylines 2 versus the maps in City Skylines 1. So let's go ahead and get started. This is not even really the center of the start square, but it's close to the center of the start square there. The original game, when the game originally came out, you could unlock 9 tiles. You have these tiles, start square here. You could unlock a total of 9 tiles. And you could unlock 9 tiles within a 25 tile area. So basically everything that you can see right here, you could unlock. You receive this tile, and then you could unlock any of these squares up to 9, anywhere within this 25. And obviously 25 tiles is 5 by 5. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anywhere within here you had 9 tiles. PC players eventually had the 25 tile mod. And what that did was it allowed you to unlock all of these. So this entire area you could unlock, and you could play with this within this entire area. And then we received the 81 tile mod, which unlocked the entire map. And let me turn this off and zoom out. And obviously that was the entire map on here. And the entire map is 9 by 9. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then obviously it goes 9 the other direction. So it's a total of 81 of City Skylines 1 tiles. And so obviously that was great. It was a lot of square miles and stuff that we can unlock. Now City Skylines 2 works a little bit different. The way the game starts, according to the diary, and you start with a start square, and you're permitted to unlock 9 tiles to start with. And each of the City Skylines 2 tiles is about 1/3 the size of a City Skylines 1 tile. So I simply divided it up. So that means 9 tiles will fit within 1 tile of City Skylines 1. So basically we're going to start off with the exact same size that we could in vanilla City Skylines. And then on the map itself, the total unlock squares that we have, we can unlock up to 441 tiles in City Skylines 2 in vanilla with no mods. So that means that what that breaks down to, 441 breaks down to 21 by 21. So you see right here, from this corner here to this corner here, this is 21 tiles. You've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So You run this all the way down to the other side there. So basically what it is 7 of the Cities Skylines I. So you got 1 tile, 2 tile, 3 tile, 4 tile, 5 tile, 6, and 7. So basically the vanilla game is 49 tiles in CS1 is basically what it comes down to. Now where it gets a little bit more complicated is that is not the total playable area. That's the number of tiles that you can unlock. The total playable area is 529 tiles, which is 23 by 23. So it's 2 more of these tiles out. So basically, it's 7 tiles and 2/3, or it works out to be, well, it's about 2/3. And again, the math is a little, the math is really not important to break it down. Just visual, it's going to be about 2/3 of this last tile. So literally, this right here, from here to here, is what we're losing if you're using an 81 tile mod. It's nothing. It's for the trade-offs that we have in CS2 from what it looks like. It's nothing. Now, obviously, we can't unlock that entire area. We can only unlock 441, but there will soon be mods that will unlock the 529. I wouldn't think it will be very long. We've got a huge community, City Skylines modders, asset makers, and somebody will create a 529 fairly quickly. So we'll have all that to unlock fairly quickly. Now, some other issues that I've seen is some other YouTubers have mentioned the what is Blue Mantle here on Cities Skylines II has been filled in with terrain, with painted terrain, and they speculated that maybe that might be playable, and maybe the modders could find a way to make that playable. My personal thoughts on that is because the connections end at 529, they end at that 23 mark, and they don't go any further, even though there's terrain there. In this game, it actually would be right here at the end of the 9 tiles. That's where the connection would make. Here, it's right here, and then it starts that painted terrain, I guess is the best term for it. I don't think that's actually, as far as, I think it's going to be a situation where the game doesn't see that, where the simulation does not recognize that it's Blue Mantle, but it's just not Blue Mantle anymore, it's painted terrain. And I just don't think that's going to be possible. So I honestly think that 529 may be the most that will be modded. This is my opinion. I have not heard it anywhere else. Obviously, the developers haven't mentioned it or anything like this because they're not releasing anything like that. But that's my take on it, just because of the connections. The connections go to that 23 mark, that 529 mark, and the connections go right there. They don't go any further than that. Now, that's not saying that maybe the developers on down the road will not add more. Maybe that might be possible. Maybe that's going to be a DLC a couple years down the road or something, that they'll be, hey, add another, because if you look at the map, it's 23 by 23 is the 529, but if you look at the map itself, there's a couple other people, I think Bon B calculated it at 40, I think is what he calculated it at, 40 of these small tiles. So counting the blue mantle part, that's not blue mantle, but counting the painted part on the entire map, he counted 40. I counted 42. Um, so it was actually 42. So if we are able to do that, then the total playable area will be 1764. 1764 of these tiles. Um, that's a lot of tiles. And but again, that's including that blue mantle area there. That's the painted terrain. So if the modders are able to make that work and to make the simulation uh, find or understand what you're doing out there, then that will be huge map. Because it would almost be, well, it would basically be, yeah, it'd be half of this over here. Yeah, it'd be half the map on this side and half the map on this side. So it'd literally be double the size of the 81 tiles. And obviously that's a rough math. I'm not going to go, there's so many other videos that go into the actual square miles and the math, and I'm not really going to go into all that. And number one, it's still in beta, so it may change. Number two, our perception of it it could be different. But I'm going off of what the diary said as far as the 441 versus the 529. I'm using those. I mean, they released that, so obviously that's concrete. That's what it's going to be. But as far as the painted area, the blue mantle area, we're kind of guessing on that. Like I said, one of the other YouTube creators, came up with 40 across. I came up with 42, so we're right in the same ballpark there. So either way, it's going to be big if we can get this outside area to work. If you like the video or have any comments, I'd like to hear what everybody's thoughts on this is. Again, I don't think it's the map is smaller, and I mean it's larger for the vanilla, obviously. So even with no mods, I mean, it's still, I mean, we're almost to the 81 tile mod. So I mean, we're almost there, even with no mods. And then if we are able to get the someone to create a 529, I mean, come on, we're within a third of a tile of being the 81 tile mod. I mean, that's that's great. I mean, that's great, especially with no node limits and no hard coding limits except for services and stuff. But obviously with services, you can create gigantic zones and kind of do some area. There's some rural areas and stuff where you won't need as much services and that type of stuff. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a great game. Just leave me a comment on what you think. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. This is a growing channel, and I just try to get one out every week or so. Right now, I'm kind of wrapping up the capital city. I was planning a project for. A pretty big project, actually, for something that I haven't seen before that I'm going to have to transition over to CS2, which is possible. I already know it's possible, just from seeing the diaries and everything. I think I'll be able to do it. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off and got that on the back burner for a while so I can start working with the game a little bit. But we'll start a city in CS2, and I'm actually thinking about doing another build in CS1, kind of run them simultaneously for people, because there's going to be a lot of people that probably won't jump immediately to CS2. And in the past, in Civilization games, Galactic Civilization games, multiple other games, I didn't jump immediately to the next game just because I wanted them to kind of work some of the bugs out and everything. This one I think I've already pre-ordered, so I'm going to be there on day one, and probably putting videos out and starting a city. It'll probably be a test city to start with, just to kind of play with it, see what we've got. see how it works and that type of stuff. And then, after we do that for a few, we'll actually get into a serious build and try to make a city in it. But hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Like I said, I'm curious to see what the comments, what people think of this. And like I said, I think I have all the math and everything on here, even though I didn't really do any sheer numbers. But using the 441 number, the 529 number, and then using each square as 1/3 the size of the regular tiles, or excuse me, the CS1 tiles. This is what I kind of came up with. And again, it's not really precise, but it is close enough. It's close enough to kind of get you an idea of what it's going to look like. But again, it looks, even vanilla, it looks, pretty large. The map is large, so it's going to be great, especially for console players. It is actually going to be it's going to be fabulous. But we'll see you next time. Hit that like button, and this is Gomer. Thanks.